Hey, how are you? Welcome to June, and we're going to do tarot for June in a minute. I'm Gail. I am a psychic tarot reader, noetic scientist. I do personal readings, and if you want to contact me, my phone number is 027 4166 545. 027 4166 545. We're on Radio Kidnappers, the voice of Hawke's Bay, our community radio people. Please support it, and if you have something that you can do or that you do for yourself and in your work, come talk to the guys at Radio Kidnappers. They're very approachable. Okay, right, so May was a bit of a messy month, so if things in your relationship were kind of got a bit off, or I don't know, a little indistinct, or you didn't have your focus in sync with each other, if you had different goals or things like that. This is June, and June is the month when that will start to line up better. You'll be in sync again in different ways, and things will come together better, especially if you've been doing a project that was just like, where are these labourers, where are the people, our plumbers, our electricians? This is the month when you start to hear from them, or they can come do some work for you and all that kind of stuff. So that's good news. The biggest message for June 2022 is hope. HOPE. So there is a lot of positive energy around hopeful outcomes, some that have been going on for years. This month will finally come to a head. Finally be finalised. You'll know more clearly what your position is and what you can do. So things like settlements can start to kind of like be clarified and come together this month as well. Or even the process toward them, depending on where you're at. Now, so we have cards here for June. Just getting a little bit of a feel and a focus for them at the moment. In general, doesn't matter what star sign you are, what month you were born, June has got a lot of positive energy, and it's that hopeful energy that I was talking about just before. So let's have a little look at the cards now and just see for you personally, because if you're watching this, there is something personal for you in this that relates to your life. It has to be kind of general because we've got a lot of you out there. So June 2022. Just a general. That one. And then positive things that will be happening, or opportunities that will be coming your way, or what highlights there are for you to look forward to in June. And then we look at any kind of problems or maybe difficulties that you can navigate through and preempt, if you like, be prepared for. So what problem areas may there be that come up in June? Right, let's have a look at the general one first. In general, it's a very good month to attract prosperity, to attract abundance. So if you are one of those people that do exercise law of attraction, simply that is, if you wish something or you desire something, and those are the two key words, then this is the month when you can actually see some results for things you've been doing already in the past. And if you put out those wishes and desires this month, they have a higher likelihood of coming about more quickly for you and more easily. And these are in the ways that support you as a human being, as a person. This is not gender related, but it is a stronger success vibe, if you know what I mean, for if you are female. So the month of June, we have the Empress, and the Empress is a step higher than the Queen. So queens, we know we have the Queen of England. So a queen rules, but an empress rules queens. So this just means that if you dress your best, and if you put your best attitude forward, if you show the best part of yourself in your work, in your relationships, in your friendships, and just with people in general, that you will be noticed. Works the other way as well. So if you're not putting your best foot forward, you will either be invisible or you will be recognised and paid attention to in a not so positive way. And it's more extreme this month than normal. So it is about showing what you're good at, making a good impression, doing all the things that make you feel confident in yourself. It's like be you. Don't be scared. Be confident, kind, caring are two really important ingredients. So you don't come across as overlording anybody or better than anybody else. So this is for you to feel empowered this month. It doesn't matter what gender you are, is feel empowered with yourself, but use your feminine sensitivities. Your intuitive aspects will be useful to you this month. So that's gut instinct for men, that's same for women, but just hunches as well. So that's in general. And we'll have a little look and see what the positives for this month are. You know, sometimes in my game with tarot, and life is a game, by the way, but it's not to be made fun of. But in this respect, often when we look at what positives there are, so this is positives, we get a card that can sometimes, for some people, look like it's not a good card. This is a positive card. For any of you who are hung up on old patterns, if you are stuck in your life in a way where you feel you can't live your own life and be your own person, the card that preceded it said you can shine in some way. So in spite of your restrictions, you will be able to shine no matter what. It also says that, and it's this card. So this card is the card of temptation. This is the card where we have things that we do in our life that are fun, or I don't know. I say this because coffee is probably the one I can just say quite openly. Too much coffee is not good for you, but June, whatever your attachments are, can actually work in the positive for you, and that's what it means. It means that however you feel restricted in your life, that's going to actually help push you forward, or it's going to help you achieve something. Like too much coffee gives you, that go kind of feeling, and maybe you come up with some thoughts or ideas during the night when you can't sleep if you've had too much coffee. Alcohol is another thing that we use to help us kind of get out of our routines a little bit more. So your routines will help you. Your limitations, the things that hold you back, the things that stop you from going, I want to travel, I want to go where I want to go, they can actually be really helpful for you. If you think of it as a past thing, for all of you who have actually felt trapped by COVID, you've not been able to travel, all of that kind of stuff, then you've actually had to sit and appreciate home a little bit more. And guess what? You can actually break free of all of those kinds of restrictions with travel. It's like it's nothing stopping you except yourself now. And do you really want to travel to where you were going to go? And is it as important to you as it was before? So this card helps you look at what you really want to do, actually. And this month, June, is where it is made possible. So, yeah, think about how you want to break free. And even if it's not easy, there are ways that you can do it. People who are locked up in jail or in solitary confinement, their mind can be their imagination. It can be their movie. It can be their recreation. It can be their playground. So in your life, you have playgrounds to discover. And June is the month that helps you to start to see those, feel those in general. So on the other side of it, what difficulties then would you be looking to face in June? And here we go, because June is, and it was funny because I was saying about imagination before, but it's like what you imagine can also hold you back. So if I put those two cards together, where there are things that are stopping you from doing other things you really, really want personally to do in your life, I would say that one of those other things that's stopping you is your own doubt, your own uncertainty, your own concerns around making mistakes, your own concerns around things not working out. Am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough to do what I'm doing? The first card that came out for everybody says absolutely. It also says you're ready. Show the world who you are. Do your stuff. Do what it is that makes you you. The fear part of it is all you've got to get through. It's like face your fears. Your imagination can make up all sorts of stories and scenarios that are way more frightening than the reality of when things happen. And everyone will know that if you have lived long enough to go through a situation you never thought you could. Like some people bungee jump. You know that moment when we see the bungee jumpers standing there going, I can't do this. They do it and they're just over the moon. So this is about face your fears. Just be real about your reality versus your fear of what could happen. And that will deal with that. So I'll just have a little expand now on the general card. I've said a few things about, shine, be you, do something that's personal to you this month that kind of like enhances you. New hairdo, clothes, all those kind of things, dress to impress. And I'll just have a little look and see what else, if there's anything else that this indicates, because it does say that you are in a position this month that you can attract money as well. And I know money is not the be all and end all, but it is something that we have fears and concerns around with everything that's going on around prices and things like that, with fuel and groceries. And I'm sorry, sometimes I don't say all the words and I've got to remind myself to say some more words. And sometimes I say sort of words that seem a bit fluffy, but there's a lot of meaning in those words. So if we look at, for those of you who have left a relationship, claim your identity, claim your individuality, claim your independence, and claim your own unique talents. So when I disappear, it's just because. Oh, well, that was worth it, because this is saying that for some of you this month, and if you're watching this, in some way, there is something you've been wanting, and it's been just something that, it'd be really, really nice if this happened, or if that happened. And I've got to be general. This is the Dearest Wish card. The Dearest Wish card says, what you will want will come to you. Okay? So I would just say, go for gold. Put it out there. Whatever you desire, wish, want for yourself this month, June, just thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings. It's like the thoughts there, but you've got to have that feel, the feel of what it would be like to just have it. So it's act as if you actually can see it coming, that sense of anticipation. And I understand that if you're not in a good place in yourself at the moment, if you're a little down, that's very hard to kind of manufacture. So all I'm saying is you're actually in the best place to manufacture it, because you want stuff in your life. So focus on what you want Dearest wishes, dreams come true. What you want will come to you in some way, in some form. Expect it in the slightest, littlest way. And that way you'll see it. That way you'll see all of those little things coming to you. It may not just be one thing. It may be several things. Okay? That's pretty cool. So it's very important to stay positive. I do not like saying it that way. All I'm going to say is just go, why not? Why not me? You know, if it can happen in the world, promise it can happen for you. Okay? Just have a see if there's anything else that comes in as well with that, because that's a pretty good one. Don't be afraid if you have a little bit of attitude, a little bit of frustration that you feel this month. That's just kind of trying to motivate you to kind of look after yourself, do things for yourself. So if you should feel like that, simply then just go and, I don't know, put on a different top or do something like that, or just go out into the yard and go, it's my time, because that's what it's about for June. Okay, now let's have a little look. The restrictions part of it, I think that's all that we need on that one. So let's have a look at your limitations, the things that stop you from being able to be you and do life the way you want to do it. Some of these things are things that you have found really good in the past. They could be addictive relationships, okay? They could be that it was really great, but now it's causing problems, okay? Maybe you're not being treated as you feel you should be. This is saying that this month is a month that you could, with some effort, planning, change that scenario, okay? This is saying you can, because of the first card, you can literally get your identity back, okay? Depends what you do. Depends what you do. So I'll just see if there's anything else that comes out with these limitations and restrictions. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic, which probably is not very good. So it's there. I just leave it where it stays at this particular point in time. So I talked about relationships. So these are even, look at your friendships, please. Look at if they are positive for you, if they are supportive of you, if your friend kind of like cheers you up, if your friend helps you when you're in a bad place, if your friend is okay with your views and supports your views to some extent, or helps you see a different viewpoint. Relationships are very much on the queue for June, all right? It makes a lot of sense, actually, when I think about it. Yeah, it's amazing when you actually use your brain as well. So this says, try to stay away from too many stressful arguments, difficulties, situations. It's like just choose to be quiet, choose to just take a step back and become the observer, if you like, in the relationship. It is actually interesting because the choices for you around relationships in particular are many at this point. As long as they serve you, it doesn't matter what you choose to do, what action you choose to take. We would just say, choose not to argue, choose not to get your point across, as in there is no point. It can be just a reenacting pattern. Now I'll look at the fears and things that come in around this as well. So what kind of fears do we have? Oh, some of you are afraid of breakups, of being on your own. So we're focusing on relationships, it looks like. That you being the most important part of a relationship for June, okay? You've got to pick you, right? You've got to pick what's working best for you, what is helpful to you. I'll put that over there. You're likely to hear something this month that helps empower you a little bit. Use that, especially if there's been a relationship which has not allowed you to grow and be yourself. The fear side of things of a breakup are absolutely real, because it's not just your heart, it's financial, it's how you cope and all that kind of stuff. This says you can do it. This says that if you do something small this month, you don't have to do it all this month. You can actually take steps toward claiming your life back this month, and the following months that come after, things will start to work out for you. I'll just see if there's anything else in general, not just attached to relationships, that is part of what we're afraid of in June. Our emotions. We're afraid of our emotions and the mess about them, and that we might regret what we do. This is saying that if you claim your identity, if you do it for yourself, you will not regret it. Even if you have second thoughts about it, you will not regret it. The other thing you'll be a bit afraid of is that it's all up to you, that you're carrying the responsibility of everything. What I can say to you is you're ready to make whatever changes you need to claim your identity. So on that note, you've been listening to Radio Kidnappers. If you want to contact me, 027 4166 545. Have an awesome day. Namaste.